right, we are now also going to take a look at SANParks Annual Vision 2040 in Indaba. It's, of course, taking place in Gqeberha with various stakeholders in dialogue about the future of South Africa's conservation. And let's move now from the flowers to where Leanne is at for more on Vision 2040. Morning, Leanne.
Yeah, again, a very good morning to everybody coming to you from Gqeberha. And yeah, we may not have those beautiful flowers in Namaqualand, which I do agree. I am dying to see, never been there at that time, and I hope that we can go down there and witness them firsthand. Absolute magnificence. But where I am is basically just a couple of kilometers away from Addo Elephant Park, which again is one of those beautiful wonders of South Africa. And today what we're focusing in on is 2040. That, of course, is the vision. Vision 2040 for SANParks. And we've been talking more and more about this and how, we're trying to see this being realized. And what we're going to do now is talk a little bit more to the SANParks CEO to try and get a better understanding of SANParks' role in all of this. Because we've heard from the minister, we've heard from the chairman of the SANParks board, but now it's the working CEO that needs to put all of this in action. And it's an absolute pleasure to welcome Ms. Hapiloe Sello, who of course is SANParks' CEO. So nice to see you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Leanne.
You have a lot on your plate because, this is a big vision.
Yeah.
It's very bold. How are you feeling about it? And perhaps talk to us about what this event is hoping to achieve being held here.
Yes, as I said yesterday, visioning is one thing. Putting things into practice is another. We're very excited. It's a bold vision. It's very aspirational and very ambitious. But that said, what today and the next 3 days are about is just looking at the practicalities of what does it take to put into effect issues such as inclusivity. Because really at the core of what Vision 2040 is inclusivity over a mega living landscape concept. What does that mean and how do we get there? So when we talk inclusivity, how does that find expression in conservation? How does it find expression in tourism? How does it find expression in enterprise development and social cohesion? And those are going to be the deliberations, particularly for today. And we hope to walk out with an action plan that is solid and that can give us direction of what it is to do going forward.
So when we talk about, yesterday was very level and we saw that, and we're getting a glimpse of what happened yesterday from hearing from the minister, from the CEO, from the premier, from the executive mayor. So it was a very formal high-level occasion. Today things get to work, and that's what's important. So when we talk about who is here, how the different deliberations are going to happen, perhaps give us a glimpse into that now.
So who we have here is a number of representatives from communities around our 21 national parks. These are the people who are key stakeholders. We've got traditional leaders. We've got various NGOs from the sectors that influence us, conservation, in tourism, and so on. These are the people who will be splitting into breakaways. Go into the nitty-gritty, the granular detail of 4 streams, essentially. As I said earlier, conservation, inclusive economy, social cohesion, climate change and resilience. They are going to discuss and give us direction on the how. It's the how that matters. Yeah. Conceptually, we understand what needs to happen. But at the same time, we also need to make sure that we're meeting the needs and the expectations of key stakeholders, as opposed to us just sitting in boardrooms and saying, okay, here's the concept, and from here on, this is how we're going to implement it. If we're talking mega living landscapes, we need to ensure that stakeholders are coming with us, stakeholders are buying in, and most importantly, that they're partnering with us. Because as I indicated yesterday, this is impossible without partnerships and collaborations. So we need to co-create an action plan. Essentially, that's what it's about.
Yeah, and that's really what this is more and more as I hear about this. If everyone doesn't buy into it, it's not going to work.
It's not.
And that's why this is so difficult, because everybody has needs. There's a lot of conflict in it, and a lot of people want their needs to be met. So this is how fragile this process is, which is ambitious, but it's important. I want to ask you, obviously today is the first Indaba. I mean, not today, but this is the first Indaba that started yesterday. But this is a year since the announcement. So there is a report back at the same time. What has been done in this year?
We reported back yesterday to say we've been hard at work finding partners, making partnerships and getting them formalized. We announced yesterday that a number of the partnerships that we have formalized have to do with the provinces that we have parks in. So we have a formal MOU now with the Mpumalanga Parks Agency. We have a formal MOU as well with the Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Agency, where we are at. And with the Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Agency, we actually have been hard at work looking for quick wins. And we have projects on the ground currently that says, what does it take to create a mega living landscape in the Eastern Cape? What is it going to take practically, and who is accountable and responsible for what? We are then going, in the next 3 months, we'll have a similar one from Mpumalanga and then to Limpopo. But we also have critical partnerships which are contributing to capacity building and training of communities, particularly the youth, in the communities that we'll be operating in terms of mega living landscapes. So the Cath CETA, which is our CETA as South African National Parks Board, has given us 62 million over the next 3 years for training. We have an agreement with the Youth Employment Services to train 5,000 youth in the next 5 years under a program that we call Youth for Conservation. So there are some tangible things that we have done that are giving us traction.
Great.
So in the next 5 years, SANParks will be in a position to turn around and say, this is what we can point to that is tangible and quantifiable, most critically quantifiable, and has made an impact from an inclusivity point of view. That will be the litmus test. Has it made an impact?
Amazing. Hapiloe, I look forward to hearing more about it and seeing this vision. It's the start of something big, and something that certainly for hopefully generations to come, we can look back and say, this was the turning point. This was the moment where things started to change, and certainly that's what we're hoping through this particular Indaba and through this vision of 2040 that SANParks is embarking on. Good luck, and thank you so much. Thanks for inviting us to be a part of it here on Morning Live. As always, a passion we have for parks, for tourism, for the environment, and it's something that we'll showcase constantly as much as we possibly can.